After way too much wailing in Galaxy of Heroes, we have finally reached the end of the era of the New Republic, meaning Rotta the Hutt is now fully available at 7 stars, at least for the end 2 weeks of this era right now. Snowy is in. Sergeant Snowy, I thought we would do a little quick video going through every single tier of Rotta's event and how to do the unlock. Let's do this, baby. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen of the tribe, and welcome back to another Galaxy of Heroes video with me, your bald boy Scribe. How the devil are you doing? You are here loud and proud. I hear it from the bottom of my boots all the way to the tippy top of my hairless head that you want to see the Rotta the Hutt event. I love, one of the really weird things about this new setup with the new Journey Guide events is if you want to go and do the Rotta event whilst the Snowtrooper Commander event is active, you can't click over here and go to the Rotta event. No, you can't click on the events and go to the Rotta event. No, you have to do it in this back-asswards kind of way of going Journey Guide, solo journeys, all the way down to Root of the Sluter, and then do it. That's just inconvenient. Anyway, here we go. Now, what I will say is at the time of this recording, as I'm doing this video live for you right now, the requirements to unlock Rotta the Hutt at 4 stars, at 5 stars, at 6 stars, and 7 stars are going to be different when he comes back in, say, 3 months' time. If you want to get an idea of what the requirements are going to look like, I can say with some level of confidence that it will most likely be the units, the marquees that are part of this era at relic level 6. Alright, so the era units over here, R5, Zeb, Colonel Ward, Captain Teva, Grogu, and Snowtrooper Commander. These guys, most likely at R6, is probably going to be the requirements once it goes into normal rotation. Why do I say that? Because that's what we had for Cassian Andor. That is the extent of my knowledge, the extent of my guessing. Over here we had Gas Attack, he was R5, I think Maul was R5, then we went R6 with Cassian, and then whoop-de-doo, hup-de-doobles, everybody is getting droobles. It went up again, excuse me, it went up again to Rotta, so I'm guessing it's going to be the marquees at Relic 6. Let's go in. Let's go in. Tier 1. We get to use R2-D2 and R5-D4 over here. In Tier 1, we actually get a little bit of animations. Who the devil knew? This is sort of coming back to the start of the Skywalker saga on Tatooine, which is where, apparently everything gets done in Tatooine. So, this first tier of the event does actually require some brain power. That's my WhatsApp. Bear with me 1 second. Sincerest apple bogies. So, what we have here is 3 Jawas. Each of these Jawas has got this unresistible use droid caller stun thing. And if your entire team gets stunned, it's game over. What you have to do is completely ignore this dude on the left. Just ignore him, he doesn't exist. He will be the last person to die. And you want to make sure that you're constantly attacking one of these two. Now, every time you hurt them, it will increase the cooldowns on Droid Caller, alright? So you don't really want to be using tactical support from R5. You just want to go basic over here and increase cooldowns where we can. Now, they both take a turn. You'll see they've got 1 cooldown and 1 cooldown. So we can actually do burning lines, baby. And you'll see it's increased it to 2. This guy's gone to 1 because he's done an attack. So I'm going to focus down on one of the middle Jawas. And what you can do as well is you can actually hide your R2-D2 and leave just one guy out in the open, and he'll be the only person to be stunned. So stuff like that. Getting some nice stuns as well, that always helps. Let's see. Now I'm going to increase the cooldowns over here, just bouncing back and forth. 2 is the max on these cooldowns. So you always want, if someone's already on 2, there's no real point in hitting them. So let's go ahead and increase the cooldowns on the other dude. And then sometimes they'll take multiple turns. You'll see he's got no cooldowns, and 1 cooldown. So technically, they could both stun right now. So we're going to go for the burn, increase the cooldowns on both of them so they can't double stun. And then I'm going to focus on one guy, just try and take him out. Good, good, good. Okay, we've got 2 people that can stun right now. So always be checking. Never hit the guy on the left. You can ignore him quite safely. But the guy on the right, he does have stun available. So you've got 2 options. Basic him, or you could smoke and put R5 out in the open. I prefer to get the damage in, so I'm just going to basic him to increase the cooldowns. Wonderful. And over here, if you have a look, we've got 2 once again that are able to do the specials. Go ahead, focus on 1 down. As soon as you kill one of the units, life becomes so much easier, okay? Now, I'm not going to leave these... I'm not going to go for the kill here. He's burning. He's got dots. He will die to those effects. However, both of these have got their stun available. So I'm going to hit one of them, so he can't do the stun. Only this guy can stun, and there we go. Once again, focus on the guy on the right. Leave the guy on the left until last because he will have the most health for some reason. I don't know why, he's just sturdier than the rest. He's actually going to die to the dots and the fire, so we could actually just ignore him now. Just focus on the Jawa. Boom, he's gone. And from here, it's pretty easy. I would say, if you can, go auto basic from here. Alas, we cannot. If you get lucky, you might be able to land a stun, you might be able to land a burning, anything like that, but it's not guaranteed. So we're just going to go basic, basic, basic until I get the burning. Yes, I will throw out the burning, because if you do happen to land it, that is a good thing. Alright, occasionally he will also just randomly take bonus turns. It's a joy to behold. They are focusing quite heavily on R2 at the moment. Let's keep it going. Get those dots going. The dots are going to do quite good damage, you'll see. Yeah, see? The double tap. But as you can see, once you do that, loud and proud, ignore the guy on the left, control the two guys in the middle. Once it's through, you will absolutely fly through. If they stun both of your units, it will be game over. Second tier, really not so bad. Let's go in. All right, we have got Carson Teva and the little droid that could. Now, this one does have a little bit of RNG at the start. You do kind of have to not get dazed by Carson. I'm going to start off by... I don't know why I did the call to assist. That's actually pointless because there is capture on R5, so we can't do anything for the short time. Unfortunately, we got dazed at the start. Honestly, what I would recommend if you get dazed is just restart. Because you really do want these counterattacks to go through, because those counterattacks are going to trigger on the run. It's going to be a massive, massive help for you to not only deal really good damage because of things like expose and all that sort of good business, but it also decreases the cooldown on being able to capture, or release, sorry, R5. Alright, so once we get back around to Carson Teva's next turn, we'll be able to do that. That will give us a heal, and now we can actually use R5. So that's kind of a good thing. Kind of a good thing. Let's absolutely cleanse those debuffs. We don't want none of that. And let's call in our boy. Do some damage to the Stormtrooper. Boop-a-da-boop-a-da-boop. Now, we might not survive this round because they did quite a bit of damage and they dazed us at the start, and that was inopportune. I'm going to just trigger that Expose because Expose does really, really good damage. Focus on anybody but that Stormtrooper when you can. Except for if he's got an Expose, of course, because the Expose is just really, really good damage. As you can see, we might actually be okay here. We might still be okay. Leave the Scout Trooper. Leave the Scout Trooper to the end and cleanse off things like Expose if you can. It's also going to reduce the cooldowns on Carson Teva, which is always a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, it's not looking too great for Carson. If he gets hit again, he's probably donezo's. Probably donezo's. If we can get round to another special ability with him, we might be able to heal up. Depends on how lucky we get now. Let's go ahead and use the ability. Oh, we got a little bit lucky. We got a little bit lucky. Can we get lucky again, I wonder? Oh, we did. We did get lucky, and it looks like the dots are going to finish it off. So there you go. It's not too bad. Generally speaking, you can kind of muscle through it, but you really want to make sure you don't get dazed in the opener, because that is a real pain. If I can just interrupt real quick before we go any further, when I check out my metrics, I notice only about 50% of you are actually subscribed to this channel right here, right now. Every single subscriber that likes and comments and does all that good business does a great, great lot of work in getting me pushed further out there to help more people. So if I could just ask you a real quick favor, tribe, please do subscribe, give this video a like, and leave me a comment down below. Cheers. So, Tier 3 is where the fun truly, truly begins, because this one is just a little bit on the nutty side. It doesn't make a whole lot of sense. We've got a BAM, they get a cool little intro, that's all great. It's a real shame, though, that they didn't come in with the burning, the flamethrower part of the film. That was big part of the excitement, you know. Fully expect New Republic Mando to have that. Okay, so a couple of things that we need to have over here. We need to be able to crit Mando. When we crit Mando, we will put offense down on him. It's the only way you're going to survive, okay? Now, we can put vulnerable on him on a basic, which means we're going to guarantee a crit, which puts the offense down. That's exactly what we're looking to do, especially when he's in Whistling Birds. After he's done Whistling Birds, try to do the stun rifle butt to get him stunned, and then just loop around. We're not going to use that first special, we're just going to alternate with basics. We want to try and make sure that he's always got that vulnerable available so we can just reduce those cooldowns. We're okay. Not reduce the cooldown, sorry, so that we can reduce his incoming damage. Because we really don't like him doing that. If he starts looping around like this, it's really flippin' annoying, but you just have to try and power through. So only basics and second specials is what I recommend. It can get a little bit funky, But if you power through like I'm doing right now, it looks like we're in the zone here. If he's constantly getting that vulnerable, you're okay generally speaking. It's just when he gets in that loop of like putting himself under DI and then whistling birds, if you can't keep those crits up, you're going to be in trouble. So stun him after his first whistling birds and then just do basic stun, basic stun, basic stun. You should be fine. Final tier then. This is the one for the win. This one doesn't make any sense. Okay, I'll be real. We get a new ability called Grandstand. If it's available, just use it. And apart from that, just do first special basic. Like that's all I did. I honestly, I didn't feel like we had to think too much about it. I think this was a little bit of a disappointment that we didn't have the scene, the battle where you fight off against all the different creatures as was seen in the Mandalorian film. But I guess we'll have to take it. You know, we'll have to take it. So when you've got the first special, use the first special. When you've got Grandstand available, use Grandstand, because if Grandstanding goes to 0, you're gonna lose. Every time you use it, you'll replenish stacks of it. It's a whole thing. It's a whole thing. It's not a particularly difficult tier, especially not after sort of the 3rd tier I quite liked. The 1st tier I quite liked. I think the rest are kind of nyeh. You know what I mean? Like, there's nothing too special about them. You don't even have to fully defeat Bam either. It's one of those things where you just got to get him down to like 5% health or something. Not entirely sure on that one. Can't remember. Just Grandstand when you can. There you go. See, he just finished up. And this is like a what-if scenario, because realistically, this didn't happen inside of the actual film. Spoilers. Apologies. Spoilers. Because I know you weren't all rushing off to the cinema to watch it. But that is the Rotta the Hutt event. It's not too bad. Don't know how it'll be when we'll fully transfer over into Legacy and we'll be able to use relics. You'll probably be able to muscle your way through a lot of it. I liked Tier 1. Tier 1 was a cool little puzzle. Not super, super deep, but kind of cool. Tier 3 was a little bit confusing, a little bit RNG based in my experience. When, you know, because it just feels like you couldn't quite guarantee stuff in that one. And Tier 2 with Carson Teva just felt a little bit ham-fisted. You just have to hope you don't get dazed, you know? And Tier 4 was just a bit of a cakewalk. Overall, in terms of events, I wouldn't call it a really high-ranking event. I think Rotta himself is a fun character. I do have reservations. I think he's too powerful for a solo unit. But all in all, that will do it for your guide for the Rotta the Hutt Journey Guide event. Please do me a favor, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you do like the video. Give me a comment if you've unlocked your Rotta and if you are working towards him. Finally, subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see you all in the very next video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.